It's the I Can't Mom Today podcast with Heather, the new mom, and Vera, the seasoned mom. I Can't Mom Today.
Hey, this is Vera and Heather back again with another episode of I Can't Mom Today podcast. Hi, Vera.
Hello, Heather.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
Good. I hear it's getting warmer out there.
Yes, thank goodness. I mean, this is the time of year. Well, it'll be like start getting warmer, like it's spring, and then we'll have another cold snap, and it's usually right around spring break, like right around now. And then everybody's, why is it so cold? Because we're, everybody heads to the beach for spring break, and
for sure,
yeah. And then you're shivering on the beach, and you're trying like with your bathing suit, but a sweatshirt and sweatpants over it. Like, why? Where'd the warm weather go? It happens almost every year. So we're just waiting for that last little snap of cold, and then we'll be getting into the lovely humid oven that we call Tallahassee, Florida.
I know. I remember years ago, spring break, it was me and 8 of the girls that rented this hotel room like across the street from the beach. And this is before all the gigantic complexes came up, but we called it Grandma's Attic. We had one key between nine of us. We had 5. It was like $5 a night per person. We tucked the key in like a pipe above the door. It had no heat, only AC, and it was raining and like 30 degrees. It was miserable. And I was like, who of my friends is down here that I can stay with tonight? And I would just pop along until all the other girls had left. And I was like, all right, now I can stay here.
Yeah. It sucks. But yeah, it totally happens. Well, now too, of course, we've got some of the fires are heading towards the beach, which is scary. And hopefully they're getting those under control. Over in Panama City. Yeah. So because there's all that stuff from Hurricane Michael that's leftover debris. They couldn't clean it all up. Yeah. And so there was, it's basically like having tinder right there, kindling, that's the word. Kindling. Tindling? No, that's not right. Kindling on the ground that the fires are just burning through. So that could affect spring break.
That's unfortunate.
I'm
sorry.
Yes.
On a different note, our topic today is how to stop worrying what other people think of you. And this was prompted by a meme that you put on our Facebook page that you can find us at I Can't Mom Today podcast on Facebook. What did you say?
The greatest prison people live in is the fear of what other people think.
And it's so true, right? Through some of my coaching training that I did, it was one of the examples they ran through, and it was a real life example. So it wasn't just we're mimicking this. It was this interaction with basically like, you have limiting beliefs. And why do you have limiting beliefs? Oh, because your parent said this, or your aunt said this, or your cousin said this, or your friend said this, or a teacher or whatever said that you are this, and they put you in this box. And now you believe that this is the box that you live in.
Yeah, it's very easy to kind of fall into that where you see yourself through somebody else's lens. Yeah. Especially as you're growing up, that was I remember with my sister and I, it was kind of like, I felt like she was the smart one and I was the pretty one. Of course. Wow. No, and then she's like, as we've gotten older, it's like, she's like, no, I always felt like mom and dad thought you were smarter than me too. And I was like, what? Really? I always thought you were just always so smart and like, so like, she just had this way about her that was just I was a little more timid, whereas I felt like she had more confidence to like push forward through things and, in a lot of ways. And yeah, so it's just funny, especially family can really affect how you see yourself. So when you get away from that, you can kind of start, at least for me anyway, I started to go, wait a minute. I think maybe I am smart. Maybe, maybe I am gorgeous, really.
There was, I don't love this person, but Rachel Hollis does a lot of book, the Girl Wash Her Face series. And
okay.
She said something, she has some good tidbits, but as a person, she just rubs me the wrong way. And one of it was like, it's
extra. Yeah.
It's none of your business what someone else thinks about you. And I was like, yeah, it's none of my business. Who cares what I think? So I thought this was really cool because we all have these. And if you dig deep, like, where did this come from? You'll find a root for all of these things. Like as people, we are born into this world thinking and knowing we are the best at everything.
Oh yeah. And then we get broken down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it all gets smashed out of us.
But
yeah, exactly.
It's 100% true. And so I think changing the perspective. Well, we're gonna go through the list that Inc.
Yeah. On what to do. This was from an article from Inc.
Yeah.
So it's a credible source.
It's
Inc.
15 surefire ways to eliminate the worry and free yourself to be yourself. So first one, focus on what matters. And when you concentrate on what's important, you think less about your individual role and more about the bigger picture. So does it matter that someone said that like your feet stink? Who cares? Who cares? And then this is a good one. Number 2 is remember most people aren't paying much attention. So
yes,
I do this a lot where I'm like, oh my gosh, like what about this? And I have to remind myself, like, you are not that important. That someone you are on someone's mind all the time. You are not that important.
Right. Oh yeah. And I'll never forget. I think I was probably in my 20s when I realized that, yeah, people are so self-absorbed generally that they're really not paying attention to you or what you're doing or anything like that, unless it's something like really out there and really attention grabbing. But yeah, they're not noticing what's going on. So if you kind of screw up or something weird happens, probably if you just like act like it never happened, people won't even notice it.
Yeah, for sure. Number 3, keep perspective. Another person's opinion is often based not on your beliefs and behavior, but on theirs. And also a lot of people make assumptions about you based on a little tidbit of information that they know about you. And I don't know if you're watching How I Met Your Father on Hulu.
No.
I watched How I Met Your Mother. And so obviously I'm going to watch this now. But one of the assumptions is like, who played Lizzie McGuire? I'm drawing a blank on her name now.
Anyway, it's an Irish name, isn't it? Yep. The redheaded girl. Yep.
Nope. Okay. Blonde.
All right. I have no idea.
Anyways, I think she played, I don't know, maybe I'm getting all the, but anyways, she's like this peppy person. And one of the characters assumed like, oh, she probably had this great childhood. And she's like, actually, no, her mom bounced around from man to man and blah, blah, blah. And so it's just making those assumptions based on the little bit of information that you know. So when you try to make an assumption about somebody, step back and say, this is not the full picture. I don't know the whole story. Oh,
totally. And again, I've found that in my adult life where I've met somebody and at first been like, and, started making assumptions and judgments about them. And then I'd be like, no, I'm going to take the time to get to know this person more. And really 9 times out of 10, once you kind of understand the person and where they're coming from, I'm like, oh, I actually kind of like this person.
Yeah. I need to do a better job at this. I'm not very good at this.
Yeah. That's and so then reverse. So if people are judging you, it's like, well, they don't really know me. They don't know where I'm coming from necessarily. And so I'm not going to worry about it. Either that or weasel my way into their lives and make them get to know me better, which I've done.
Yeah. I mean, it happened to me. I was way cooler than you.
I know. Kidding. That was really tough. It was a lot of work. Yeah.
I just feel like right now at this point in my time, I don't have time to like mess around with getting to know people that I didn't get a good feeling about. And so I guess it's not so much judging somebody. It's, I didn't get a good feeling. So I'm not, I just don't feel like investing anything else in this. So here we are.
I see what you mean.
And I think that's fine. I think there's ebbs and flows, right? There's gonna be a time where Baker gets older where I'm gonna have more time because he's gonna be at sports and I can just leave him and go talk to people and things
and stuff.
Yeah. Number 4, you know best. Nobody else is living your life. Kind of piggybacking on the last one that we were talking about, that you know who you are. Don't let other people's judgment of you or thoughts of you or whatever creep on in. And then number 5, mind your own business. Stop asking people what they think of you. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Unless it's an outfit, you should always ask somebody else.
Oh, yeah. That's very true though. It is. And because sometimes, and also that can just be from the other side of it can be exhausting,
Oh yeah. People that constantly seek approval. You're just like, oh dude, I can't.
Enough already.
I can't. Are you watching Love is Blind?
Oh yeah, I finished it. I watched it. Yep.
Shane was always asking Natalie, like, so can't you just say, it's like, stop. Blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, stop asking.
Come to think of it, your personality is kind of like Natalie's, where she'd be like, oh, you know, like she was kind of a little bit dry. I can totally see. Shane would,
drive me bananas.
Yeah. Well, he would drive I'm like, does the dude have Graves' disease? Because his eyeballs look like they're about to pop out of his head.
I have no idea. But he's a little erratic for sure.
There's a little too much.
Lots of videos going around mimicking.
Yes.
But anyways, number 6, desensitize your triggers. Are you too sensitive for your own good? Because some people are, right? You could say, oh, well, I don't know, like I have some black curtains. Oh my God, curtains, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, sometimes you just got to check yourself and say, did they mean to be offensive or triggering to me? Or am I just being triggered because of my own history and my own beliefs?
Sensitivity. Yeah. And, you know, just being sensitive. I know that, again, when I was younger, I was really sensitive. And I can't remember what it was that allowed me, but, you know, it's just basically learning to shake it off. And the person probably didn't mean anything bad by whatever it was, you know, like you said, it's like, don't always assume the worst.
Yeah, because we all come with our own baggage, whether good or bad.
We all come with our own filters.
Yeah, for sure. It's what you want to hear. Number 7, stop overthinking. I do this all the time. Like, I'll be like, did I say something weird? Did I do that? Like, all the time I question things I say or emails I send, because I'm like, what if they take it the wrong way? What if I didn't mean that? What if I typed this wrong? And like, you know,
it's overthinking. Well, Luke is a Sagittarius like you.
Oh yeah.
And totally, like, I see overthinking it, like totally. And Luke does that too.
Yeah. There was, you know, the emails that you send things that you don't mean to send because like instead of 6, you put sex and it's just oh my God. Yeah. Anyways, that's what I feel like.
Something
I do all
in particular?
No, because well, actually there is. So I used to type communities all the time. And I would type so fast. I would always type communities all the time. But luckily it's not a real word. So it would highlight it. And that I'd be like, oh, Jesus. Thank you. Soundtrack. But yeah, but there's a lot of things that you mistype sometimes. You're like,
oh, for sure. Yes.
Check those emails. Number 8, seek constructive feedback for important decisions. You may want to seek out a few opinions from people you trust. Not everything you need to do, it needs to seek approval, but some of the bigger ones may be like, hey, I'm thinking about going back to school. What do you think?
Yeah.
That's something you can toss around to some different people, maybe preface like, these are the reasons why I want to, what are your thoughts versus just what are your thoughts? So they're not, because they're thinking of it from their perspective, right? Like I wouldn't go into that. I wouldn't, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah. Number 9, don't try to please everyone. So many people pleasers in this world. And it's because you don't want people to think bad of you, right? Like, what if I put
it's human nature to want people to like you, you know?
So like, what if I put limits up and they say no, and they say they're mad at me now? Like, that's not on you. That's on them. Like, just because that's on them. And I do the same thing where I'm like, no, I'm going to say no. And then I'm like really frustrated about it for like 5 days.
Yeah. I know. I've literally been in therapy for learning how to say no. And it's just so, it's not like, it makes me almost nauseous. Like right now, this sounds totally weird, but I've got to cancel my Xfinity internet because we signed up with fiber optic, which is better.
Oh, dang.
But I've got to go ahead and cancel it. And I don't want to have to cancel because I know they're going to say, well, you have to call, because then if you call, they have to try and sell you on staying around.
You want me to do it?
And yes,
I'll do it. I have no problem saying no. I have no problem saying.
Oh my God. I've been nauseous about it for days and been putting it off, and I really need to do it. But saying no to that salesperson on the phone over and over again is like, so it gives me a stomachache.
I always go into those conversations with, I am better than your company.
Yeah.
I have found better and you're not good enough for me. That's how I go in those conversations. I don't care.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I'll do it. I have no problem.
Will you really?
Yeah.
Will you really? Oh my God, I'll be your best friend.
All your passwords, I'll do it. Call me. Yeah, log me in. Yeah, actually, you know what? 3-way call me. I'll say, no, she says no. We're done. She does not want this.
She does not want your damn service.
Vera, do you give me a permission to speak on your behalf?
Yes.
Yeah, I will do.
My
I
God.
100%. I have to drive in like an hour if you want me to,
Ooh,
call. Yeah,
for
absolutely.
real.
I'll text you
my
when I leave
God.
my house. 3-way call me.
Okay.
Okay. Opinions are the next one. Opinions are always changing. So just like you have different opinions of some people now than you did before. Like you may have thought somebody was really cool and awesome, and then you realize they're like that's just a show, right? That's
A
not
facade.
who they are.
The
I was gonna say that, but I wasn't sure I was gonna pronounce it right. So thank you for getting my back.
We'll keep conversating.
Yeah. Number 12. So will you want to reap? So if you want to have good interactions with people, you need to have good interactions with them. So don't judge people if you don't want to be judged. Be kind to people and understanding, right? Because somebody may be going through a lot of stuff.
Yeah, well, it's like that thing, that people say, if you say too many negative things, it starts to reflect on you and not the person you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're just like, that person's me. And then after a while, people start to kind of look at you like, who the hell are you? And geez,
so
enough
judgy.
with the negativity. Yeah. So I learned that too, where I cut back on basically gossiping and saying negative things about other people. That started for me in the workplace and then just kind of, spread out to the rest of my life. But I do feel like that's helped me with that. Absolutely works. I didn't realize that was what I was doing, but yeah,
same.
Totally agree.
Same. I've definitely been a negative person before, and I try to really look at the silver lining of the situation now. It doesn't always work. Don't get me wrong, but have you seen those memes where it's like, I don't want to be part of your drama, but I want to hear all about it.
Yeah, exactly. Because everybody loves gossip. I mean, let's be honest,
Yeah. Oh my God. It's great. But like, I don't want to be part of it. I just want to know all the, I want to do this like a TV show. I want to watch it and not be part of it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. There you go.
Number 13, focus on the moment. What you're worried about right now is going to pass. So just focus on right now, what you need to be, where you need to be, and then move on. Don't worry. No worries about like, oh, well, somebody may have said something about me yesterday. Who cares?
Exactly.
Who cares? 14, find a role model. Mine's Vera, in case anybody wants to know. But there's those people that are just like so amazingly cool. They're just like, oh my God, how do I be like
that's me. That is me.
Yeah. No, you really are. Honestly, you've got like, you're like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm going to sleep until 10. I'll take a nap during the day if I want to. And but the thing is like, that's you. You're like, no, you want me to work a 12-hour day? You're out of your dang mind.
Yeah, right. Okay, so you admire me because of my skill to basically be lazy?
No, to rest when you need to rest, and like to say like, no, I need this is not healthy for me right now, and this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah. And well, that's when I started getting sick. It was because I made myself sick by trying to work too much. So I had to learn, no, you just can't do it. Well, because I wanted to please everybody. And I wanted to, everybody would be so happy if I do this and I do that. And when I need to, so it was work and then social life stuff I was doing. It was way too, and then I made myself sick. So I had to learn to stop because it's no good. And people just have to understand. But then that loops us back into learning how to say no.
Yeah. And then last one, life's too short. So why are you giving anybody your time when you only have a certain amount of time in a day? Who cares? Move on. And if like somebody's gonna be mad at you for doing something, apologize and move on. Like you can't help that you made the mistake. You're human. Unfortunately, everyone makes mistakes. And so you just sincerely apologize. And if they want to carry that around, then let them carry it around. Who cares?
Yes. A friend of mine says, don't let that person rent space in your brain. Yeah. Because you're obsessing about what they still may think or whatever. And you're letting it get in your, rent space in your brain, basically.
Yeah. It's true. It's true. So if you have any tips on how to not let people, opinions of yours, people that think opinions of you, words were hard for me today. If you have any tips on how to not let that bother you, please hit us up on our social media at I Can't Mom Today Podcast. We're on Facebook, Instagram.
Yes. I Can't Mom Today Podcast at gmail.com.
All the things.
We're out there. We're waiting for you.
All right. Don't forget to leave a review on our podcast, or just rate the podcast real quick. Just scroll on down. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.